Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Darcinovia here. Sorry for the delay. I had some important business to take care of today, unfortunately, and I had to, delay the stream, for like 5 hours. Sorry about that. But as they say, better late than never. I'm gonna wait for my audience to at least join the chat. Hopefully, I'll have some more interactions this time. Hopefully, I might be able to get someone on this, stream to talk about the bullshit that is, college. Now, one thing I'm going to make clear, I'm not against the idea of college. I'm not against education past high school. I'm not the stereotypical right-wing SJW that believes, oh my God, college is just a institution for the cultural Marxists to indoctrinate all the kids into a bunch of, shit. Oh, college is not, kids just go there for socials. What a fuck kind of thing, that the right-wing bullshit that you have people say. But the concept behind college is not bad. It's how it's done under capitalism. It's what's bad. And honestly, nothing I've learned in college, I haven't learned outside of college. And COVID-19 basically made me question, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I even doing this? I think all of you guys who've been to college and said, fuck it, this is expensive, it's not worth it. Now, luckily for me, I'm not in debt. Thank fucking God for that. But most people are not like me. Most people are not fortunate to be able to have a fee waiver or have the ability to go to college. But what is really expensive about college is not the fucking classes. It's the fucking textbooks. It's fucking bullshit how much they expect us to pay for the fucking classes. And most of what you're fucking taught is fucking bullshit. And the teachers fucking a lot of the time are not even qualified to fucking teach the subject that they're supposed to teach. And not to mention the fucking textbook you get. It's like, wait, why the fuck do we need this many textbooks? What the fuck does this book have to do with my class? Because in college, the only thing I wanted to go to college for was to be a better writer, to be a better reader, and whatever. That's my main reason for wanting to go to college. I wanted to be better at writing. I wanted to be better at spelling. I wanted my reading comprehension to be better. And honestly, the first college I went to, I felt like in some ways was better than the second college I went to, because I have got nothing out of the second college. It's just textbooks is fucking bullshit. They really are. And not to mention, like, if you have a learning disability, yeah, I know they have accommodations, but do these accommodations really help? Honestly? Because most of what I'm going to college for, they don't fucking have. In order to get to some classes, you have to do some of the most stupidest requirements, too. My brother, all he wants to do is play music. But in one of the colleges he went to, he couldn't fucking, finish what he started with his music classes, because you couldn't take too many things in that particular subject. So he had to go to, another fucking college in order to actually, get the degree that he wants to get. And it's bullshit, honestly. I'm interested in art, philosophy, and history. And the only thing in these fucking colleges that they offered is fucking bullshit. And before I move on with my other rambling, I'm just going to read the comments. Hey, Falcon General. Hello. Yeah, it is a scam. Community college. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Hello. Yeah, it is. I would argue community college isn't really affordable, especially if you're poor and disabled, and when all you have is like a set amount of money a month. It's like it's ridiculous. Hey, what's up? Honestly, part of me is considered dropping out because if I learned more reading books than going to school, why am I wasting my time and money on something that is inefficient? Yeah, and the books are fucking insane. They're more than the classes. I wish I can do that. But what's really ridiculous is a lot of these classes you don't really need the textbook except for a few things, and it's bullshit. And not to mention the first college I went to, I had no issues getting into my classes. But the second college, I had to go through a bunch of fucking hoops to fucking get my classes paid for, and even and it's freaking bullshit. It's so much harder than to do it in the other college because you have to go because the fucking staff is incompetent. They fucking don't know what they're doing, and it seems like the people who work at the college are not there to help. They're just there just to fucking make a quick buck. It's like under capitalism, fucking education doesn't mean anything. It's commodified. It doesn't matter fucking if you learn the subject that you learn, you master it, you get a degree. Fucking, you could just freaking have a degree in whatever and still not be able to find a fucking job. This is more common for, in my generation, not for me. It wouldn't matter if I got a degree because freaking having a learning disability and all, it's difficult as enough as it is to get employment. Like, I need freaking help from the freaking state in order to get a job because, in order for me to get a job, I have to have help from social programs because I'm a tax write-off, unfortunately, when I get hired. Yeah, it is. Majority of the most educated freaking people that I've met are not fucking college graduates. They're people who do not have a formal form of education. And I keep using him as an example, but I'm just going to say this. Malcolm X, he was one of the most intelligent people of his time, and he never went to college. He never even graduated high school. The guy had freaking university level of education. And Malcolm X is proof you do not need to go to college or a university to have an education, especially these days where it's easier than ever to get an education because of all the books that are available. Sure, there's certain stuff you're not going to be able to learn because you'll have to go to certain schools, like if you want to practice law and whatever. But then again, most people are not going to practice law or become doctors. If you want to be like an expert on history, you don't need to go to freaking college for that. There's so many fucking history books that exist out there. You can learn all fucking about history that you want, and you could teach it to other people without fucking going to college for it. But of course, the kind of history they would want you to teach you is only the kind of history the bourgeoisie approve of, not real history. If you want to teach real American history, you wouldn't be able to teach that in college. The thing about college is there should be more options of what we want to learn. Like a lot of the stuff that's offered, I don't fucking give a fuck about. I honestly, when it comes to college, I would love it if I can go to history classes, learn philosophy, theory, be able to learn to write better. That's all I care about. I don't care about this fucking math shit. And the thing I really hate about college, the fucking students are fucking some of the most stupidest people I've ever met. I mean, my God, I don't understand how they're in college. They have such a limited view of the world. They are so narrow minded and they can't think for themselves. And like you'd think universities and colleges would make people think more critically, but no, it only doubles down on the indoctrination. And I feel like those who are truly educated, you know, when they if they do graduate through college, they maintain their independence regardless. Oh god, what the fuck is this? Let me guess. You either Kyle or Boroman. Nope. I don't have freaking time for your kind. Fuck off. Yeah, exactly. There's literally no reason to go to college. If you're practicing law or you're practicing medicine, yeah, you do need to go to college and university. But if you want to like be a history major, you don't fucking need to go to college or university. There's so many lectures available online. There's so many books that are available. Like if you want to be an expert on freaking on any form of history, it is easier than ever to do so. And besides, most of the fucking history books are shit and don't actually teach actual history. It's just state proved approved propaganda. That's all it is. That is all it fucking is. Colleges should give us more options. In fact, I feel like there should be colleges specifically for certain subjects. If you want to be a better writer, there should be a writing school. If you want to learn, if you care only about history, there should be a school that only teaches history. Rather than have us go to a college that, tries to teach us a little bit of everything yet master nothing. It's insanity. If you truly want to be fucking educated in the United States, you have to be willing to venture outside the box. You have to be able to think outside the box. And once you learn to think outside the box, college is useless unless you're practicing law or you're want to become, a doctor. There is literally no reason to go to college, honestly. Or you want to have, a degree when it comes to computers or mathematics. But other than that, you don't need to go to college for, history. You don't need to go to college if you want to, be a writer. You don't need to go to college if you want to, be a musician or an artist. You don't have to do any of that. It is literally a overpriced scam and just a way to create a new generation of wage slaves. So not only are, the working class enslaved by their employer, they're also enslaved by their debt collectors. So they're being fucked in the ass, by both sides. College doesn't do anything, to actually make your life better. It may have been, in our parents' time, when I'm referring to our parents, I'm referring to millennials and Generation X. When our parents went to college, they were able to, go to college without worrying about being into debt. But now, if you were to go into college, it's fucking bullshit. You get yourself into debt, and you can't do anything with your education. Okay, I don't think like I'm gonna okay. Pride Tunes. I said this at the beginning, but since she came here late, I don't think the concept of college is not something I have an issue with. Capitalism is why college is a scam. Honestly, because let's be real, college is almost a necessity at this point. But since capitalism is so fucking stupid, and the way American capitalism is designed is stupid, we're told to go to college in order to be able to get a better job. Yet when we get the education, and the skills to be able to get through those jobs, they won't hire us because we need experience. Yet how the fuck are we supposed to get experience if we're not even given the chance to do the job? Now, I cannot speak for those who actually, did what I'm talking about, but I could tell you it's fucking happened, and it's more common than you think. Yeah, you're right, Pride Tunes. Okay, of course, yeah, college is a choice, but that's the problem. College, honestly, at first, I used to think this is so much better than high school, which it is. But when you peel everything, it's just another indoctrination center, honestly. Like, okay, you may they're just trying to double down on the indoctrination to they're not teaching you to think critically. They just want you to make you even more obedient to the state. Like, if you're not one of those people that are, that have a strong will, if high school didn't break you, college will. And college has never been able to break me. Oh yeah, it is. It is a trap. Of course, in every other country, this isn't the case. So for my friends in or comrades like in Canada or the UK or any other country, this experience may not apply to you. But in America, we not only is our healthcare system fucked, but so is our education. I'm sorry, but I am not revealing, where I went to college, because that'd be revealing close to where I live. I don't know. I don't think. Okay, for a game developer, I do think you may need to go to college to be able to learn some programming skills. As a movie director, I don't know. You might be able to do that, but let's be honest here. What is the point of going to college to be a movie director? To be honest, honestly, it's just so you could make more crap for Hollywood, just so you could like sell propaganda for the military industrial complex and basically, spread fascism in American culture. No, thank you. As for a book writer, I don't think you need to go to college for that. You just need to be able to write. Yeah, it is. It is. It's just a scam. Now, under under socialism, college would actually be something that would benefit the individual, which by benefiting the individual, you'd be benefiting society. Because if you have skills that would help you, to be able to succeed in life, you would actually help the country that you live in succeed. But in America, capitalism, the skills that you learn, they're not there to actually help you succeed. It's just there to waste your time and put you in a situation where you're in debt if you're not lucky enough to actually get hired after you get out of college. Now, despite what the right wing will say on YouTube, no, college is not full of a bunch of professors that teach gender studies. That's just a stupid stereotype spread by people that have actually never actually set foot in a college or a university. Because I never seen that actually happen. I never seen once a professor that spreads communism, in class. In fact, I've had professors that would discourage, the talk of communism or Marxism in general. Oh God, I agree. See, yeah, it is a joke. It fucking is a joke. I mean, if you want to and make an argument why America has such an uneducated populace, look at how our fucking education system is structured. From you know K to 12, kids are not taught to think critically. We're taught to be obedient to the state. And if we're fortunate enough to be able to go to college, this is just reinforced more. And if you're one of these people that have constantly resisted indoctrination, college may actually be better than K 212, but it's not going to be that much better because yeah, you'll have the choice to go to college, but you'll be surrounded by a bunch of idiots that can't even think for themselves because when you talk to them about anything, they don't. it's like college is, I always viewed, should be a place where you exchange ideas, whether you disagree with them or not. But a lot of these people, when you bring up politics, they get offended. I mean, college is the last place I feel like we should be afraid to talk about politics, because college is supposed to be a place where we learn and exchange ideas and actually evolve, our minds, not just reinforce the same garbage that we are fed in high school. And things are so bad in college that, I'll be honest, the reading level for a lot of the students and the level that they can read and write is so low that you essentially are learning high school or middle school level, reading or writing, because the fucking education system is all fucked up in America. That's how bad things fucking are in this freaking country in terms of learning. It's like majority, of the, you know, people, their reading levels far lower than that of the rest of the world. And I feel like I feel like the average citizen, we should be striving to have at least a 10th grade reading level, at least enough to read at a 10th grade level. But most people can't even read at a 10th grade reading level because just how fucked, America is in terms of its education. Yeah, you're right. With Lulu, we have no fucking reason to even care about that. Yeah, it should be free. We shouldn't have to pay for college, especially when it's a necessity. I I don't know. It's hard for me to I can't agree with that because I hated high school. I mean, I hate college, but college mostly because of the fucking textbooks. At least in high school, you didn't. You know what? Actually, you're correct. I think you'd be right. Financially, it's fucking far worse because at least in high school, you don't have to pay for your textbooks. At least I didn't have to pay for them. I mean, like, holy shit. Yeah, you do. Like I said, if you do not if you're not going to become a doctor, a lawyer, or a scientist, there's no reason to go to college. At least under a capitalist system. I honestly feel like, you know, we should have college not to indoctrinate, not to get us in debt, but to increase our knowledge. That's what I feel like we should go to college for. We shouldn't fucking go to college, just so we can just, hey guys, let's go to college just for something to do. I think that's what most of the students, freaking go to college for. They don't go there to fucking learn. They go there for something to do. It doesn't matter if they fail or not because it's just there to like waste time or to freaking let time pass. I've had some good teachers like in the first college I went to, but the second one I went to, some of these teachers are some of the most ignorant people I've ever fucking met. They're worse than some of the teachers I had in high school. A lot of these people don't even qualify to be teachers. I mean, my God. Hey, Falcon General, what's up? um, Ideally, yeah. But knowing how America is going, we'll probably have the first, high school dropout as president, in like 20 years from now, assuming America is still around. I mean, can you really call Trump a freaking? I, Honestly, I don't even think Trump would even have, if he wasn't rich, he would have never, graduated from high school, considering how stupid he is. Yeah, yeah. I'm surprised too. If I lived in another country that have vastly superior education, and I came into America, I'd go crazy with how ignorant the average fucking American is. I mean, seriously, I'm not saying this to dunk on Americans, just to dunk on them, because it's not, everybody's fault, especially in the lumpen who, can't afford to go to college. It's just a lot of, of the people that I've talked to, they actually, they're educated, yet they don't actually think critically about what they've learned. I mean, going to college, we should be learning, not just learning, but thinking critically, honestly, about what we've learned. Because if we simply just like, hey, I learned this one thing, but I'm not going to actually, think about what I've learned, you're not going to retain that information and you're going to forget about it. Most of these kids, that go to college, I am telling you, they'll probably won't retain what they've learned. They'll probably forget about it, after the semester's over. The only thing that matters, is getting like a grade. That's all it really matters. Yeah, fuck the squad, honestly. I mean, seriously, fuck the squad. But then again, I'm not surprised they sold out. I don't know why you would have to. You would go to freaking America of all places. I mean, there is some colleges in America that are really good. Like I forgot what they call this school. Like Orange Coast College, probably the best in California. And there's a few other like colleges and universities that are some of the best in the country. But it's not worth going. But then again, Orange Coast College has some of the most ignorant fucking people you ever fucking meet. And I'm telling you this is from personal experience of someone who's gone there. Some of the dumbest motherfuckers I've ever fucking met in my life I've actually seen in that school. Now, I won't tell you the first one I went to, but Orange Coast College, holy shit. Some of the stupidest motherfuckers you'll ever meet have gone to that college. Because they don't actually fucking think for themselves. They're just a bunch of sheep. It's like it makes me like lose my faith in humanity at times when I go to these colleges and I hear these idiots talk. It's like I feel like I die inside every time they speak. No, I'm not even joking. I feel like I die inside. Part of me dies every time, I go into college. Oh, where's the invite? I haven't actually. You want to be on the stream? I can invite you if you would like. Just give me a second and I'll give me a second and I'll invite if you want to be on. Just give me a second. Oh crap. I do this on my computer. Okay, just give me a second and I'll give you the invite. I did not expect somebody to want to do the invite. Just give me a second, guys. I'm just invite guest. All right. I mean, okay, I know not everyone's going to agree with my point regarding colleges, not actually inviting, not being worth much, but it really isn't worth much, especially, considering what's out there. All the information at your fingertips, you could like find it easily. All right. If you want to be on StreamYard, I get the link is in the chat. If you want to be on the stream. Now, by the way, this is from personal experience. I'm not speaking from the experience of other people of college. I've spent thousands of dollars on fucking textbooks, and I feel like I didn't learn anything in most of my classes. Yes, it should. But also, college should also, and university should also be available to satisfy, people's, basic, if they want to learn and that's all they want to do in college, that should be an option. Colleges should be when we do nothing but learn. if we wanted to do just that. Or honestly, this what say. Hold on. Sorry, I'm just checking. I mean, that's essentially what it is. If I can get someone else on to like give their own point about college, I hope I can get someone else on this because honestly, for me, I feel like just having me do this alone is just not good enough. Considering the fact that everyone's experience is different than mine. All right, just on. I don't think I have you on Discord. Anyway, it's just that's just how it is. And honestly, if I can get someone else on, this stream to give their own experience, that would be be something that I would love because honestly, I don't think I can do this alone. Oh, okay. What's up?
Hey,
Do nothing much. Now, I feel like I cannot talk about my experience through college by myself. So, if you like to talk about your experience, be my guest.
sure. So, I don't know. I grew up in a pretty like bougie part of SoCal. I grew up in the OC for like the first 7 years of my life, and then I moved up to I don't know if you know where like Glendale is. Hello.
I
Oh,
never been there.
okay. Well, it's like yeah, it's North LA basically. But yeah, has a certain legacy that I'm not gonna get too much into. But yeah, I grew up on the track of like taking AP classes in high school. Not as much as like some other kids who took like 10 or 15 APs to try and get into a top tier college. But I took like maybe six in my entire high school career, which was like above average, at least at the national level. But at my school, it was actually a pretty competitive school. So it was about a little above average, or pretty average in terms of APs. But actually, my original intention was to study in England, but unfortunately, something bad happened at the last minute, and so I was not able to study in England for a 3 year degree that would have cost about the same, given that they have different fees for foreigners, which I mean is understandable, but like yeah, that was my plan. But yeah, I just decided that since that didn't work out, just to go to community for 2 years, and then now I'm at a state school in well, I'm at a UC right now, but and it's fun. I like it, but yeah, so that's where I'm at now. But I probably I don't know if I would go through all this stress if my parents hadn't saved up like a lot of it for me, and thankfully like they started saving when I was a really young kid, or actually probably even before I was born. I'm very privileged to have that. But if I wasn't in that situation, I don't know if I'd put myself through all the stuff that college gives us, because I'm a global studies major, and I know a lot of people might laugh at that, but like yeah, that's where I'm going at. But yeah, so I don't know. What do you think about that?
I don't think there's anything wrong with you getting whatever major you want to go to. If you want to major, would say in gender studies, as
Yeah.
ridiculous as that is, you should be able to do that. But we live in a society where we can't major in whatever we want because if we major in the wrong things, we're fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, my general advice is if you're not going, I mean, what do I know? I'm not even graduated, but my general advice is if you're not going into a hard science that's going to make you like whatever $70,000 a year, mid-career salary or whatever, try and learn a language other than English while you're in college, and preferably not Spanish or French. Try and learn a competitive language that will get you across the finish line and will look good on your resume. And that might seem out of the open to certain people. Yeah, that's been my strategy anyway. I'm like, I'm Mexican American, but like I'm taking Arabic right now, and so and I really like it too. But yeah, my strategy is like try and get foreign language fluency if you're not doing a science that's gonna or a math degree or whatever. But yeah,
Well, I actually think that if you're going to take a business major, Chinese
uh,
should be one of the languages you should learn
yeah, yeah, for sure.
because China is going to be the number one superpower in the next 10 years, and there's no reason to learn Spanish or French.
Well, I mean, you can learn that on Duolingo. Like, don't wait. I say to people like, don't waste your college years learning that because you can learn that at any time. You can. There are a bunch of YouTube. That's one of the few things that YouTube can pretty much give you a university level education on.
Well, okay, I'm not against, like I said, I'm not against college as a concept or
Yeah, yeah,
university. I'm just against how it's being used under capitalism. How
oh yeah, for
it's
sure.
not it doesn't exist to educate us. It exists to create a new generation of debt
Mm,
slaves. It's just another way
yeah,
to like
and
enslave the proletariat.
yeah, thankfully, I'm in a situation where I'm probably not going to come out with that much debt, but I'm understand that like I'm extremely privileged in my scenario, and that a lot of my friends and close family members are not going to be in that same situation. But yeah.
Oh God,
But
this guy won't quit.
who I'm not seeing the comment section. What's he saying?
No, okay. Since I've offered the link, on
Oh.
the Boroman's been trying to get on the stream, and I banned all of his accounts so far.
Oh. Yeah.
He has a literal hate boner for me.
Oh, that's unfortunate. But do you remember? I remember Moppin talking about this, and he does make a good point. Like, college, not everyone is meant to go to college, and that's not demeaning. That's not anti-populist. But there are some people that are better off learning a trade or whatever and contributing to society in that way. I mean, we atomize people for desk jockey jobs most of the time, and not everyone is built for that. I mean, but the system today is requiring every one of us to basically have hands off jobs and or but it's not going to obviously distribute any of the benefits that automation delivers to us to the general populace. Ergo, we're all going to be scrambling for crumbs in pouch protectors and white collar shirts that we hate wearing. But yeah.
Well, college, like I said, there should be an option for people who just want to go to college just to
Yeah.
learn, because that's
Yeah.
what I want to do. I don't care about a trade.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like I mean, I was thinking like if I ever made money, I would probably, if I ever like came from extreme wealth or whatever, I would probably like do some archaeology related thing or or possibly like there's this PhD program in Oxford that I was looking at, which is kind of obscure, but it's like in Eastern Christendom and it's history. I'm like, that's a cool degree. I'd like to learn about that and become an expert maybe, but like I'm not gonna spend the money that is necessary for that, you know?
I mean, I wouldn't mind actually learning more about religions, but
Yeah.
the thing is, it's too much money because I honestly,
Mm-hmm.
and the books that they probably require me to read to learn about these
Yeah.
religions, it's like I can learn this myself.
Yeah. Fair point. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Attack of the Minutes. This is not a debate stream. This is not. It's an
No.
open discussion, not a debate.
Just two comrades talking about the American collegiate system. So wait, what? I missed the first 10-15 minutes. What did you say? Like, did you just go to communities, or did you actually like?
I went to. Okay, I didn't. I actually didn't say this. I went to community college.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
And
I did too, but for first 2 years anyway. But yeah.
the first college I went to, I had no problems getting my classes without paying for them. It's the
Hmm.
second one that I had issues with because the
Yeah.
system is different and the fee waiver
Yeah.
was different.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Did you ever
And
see the oh, continue?
in order to get
Sorry.
the fee waiver, you have to like,
Mhm.
sign up like months in advance. And
Yeah.
in the college OCC, which is in Orange County, it's like the
Hmm.
best college in in the state, at least one of them.
Best community college or best?
Yeah, 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 it's a community college.
Okay.
It's oh my god, the staff are so incompetent. When I was trying to like get any sort of help to get a some to get FAFSA, I was led from one thing to another, and
Hmm.
I didn't get what I needed because they didn't properly tell me what to do, and I just quit in
I remember.
frustration.
I remember I had to pay for a parking pass, and they. It was so ridiculous. I was all like, it was $75.35 or whatever. I'm like, can I just give you $76? It was something so stupid. Like, actually, no, we can't accept excess change. I was like, oh my god. But yeah, it's those stupid administrative rules. But I mean, I made some good friends. Met some interesting people. Um, but yeah, it was uh, it was an experience. I'll give it that. Did you ever? I don't know if you listened to Chapo or the other podcast. I don't know if I should name it, but do you?
No,
Okay, well, you don't have to, but there's their sister podcast that maybe I'll name. Maybe I won't name it, but you people that know what I'm talking about. But anyway, one of the guys was talking about his experience in community college, and then he was saying how they were doing a business class or whatever, intro to marketing or whatever, and then at the end they had to present a business idea, and and then these two guys just decided they were going to do a group project, and then at the end they just came up they just came up and it's like, all right, so check it, it's a 24/7 beer, weed, and delivery service. And then so the business plan was just to like break the law. It was a funny episode, but yeah. Yeah, so that's what they had learned. But yeah, I understand your frustration with like community college and certain people that are just scrambling to like get a better livelihood, and they can't do that through the state or through working hard in any other facet. So they have to um, scrummage their way up to get some degree that will magically invite them into the bourgeoisie. But or at least that's their perception. But you know,
well, the worst part is the textbooks are more expensive than the classes most of the
yeah,
time.
yeah. And so a lot of times you don't use the textbooks, or you can at least get the answers on Quizlet or whatever
It's
nowadays.
like it's ridiculous. Like I spent almost $200 for a textbook one time, and then I got pissed
Yeah,
off when we barely used it. It's like, why are I
yeah,
spending so much money for it?
exactly.
There was one
Yeah,
time the book cost so much that I said that I just dropped the class because
yeah,
I'm not paying $200 for this.
yeah, yeah. I get it, man. Yeah. Did you What was the most interesting class you took at community?
Um, the one that changed my life forever was interpersonal communication. It
Hmm.
was the first semester that changed my life as I knew it. It was back in 2012. A transfer from Vietnam. He challenged me on many things when we were talking. Probably the only person I've ever talked to in my school, that school, that challenged my beliefs and made me really think about them.
Hmm.
Like I wanted to be a movie director, but then the guy asked why. Why do you want to be a movie director? And I couldn't answer the question. It was the first time anybody challenged me on that.
Hmm.
So I rethought about my life goals, and I didn't know what I wanted. So that's probably the most productive semester I've had. Then I had a few other semesters. Like the thing that's really sad is even though the school OCC is supposed to be better than my first college, the first college I learned more than the second
Hmm.
one,
Hmm.
which is ironic.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, I still want to see a movie you directed, by the way, Dark Synovia. Just to let you know,
If I
I'd I'd
if,
I'd
it'd be
give
a
you the helm.
documentary if
I'd
I
give
did
you
a
the helm
director.
of episode 8. You'd do better than Ryan Johnson.
I would probably do a documentary if I directed anything. It'd be a documentary.
On anything specifically? Or,
I don't know if I did anything. It'd probably be you know the disabled and how they're lumpenized by
oh, okay.
capitalism.
Yeah. I'd want to do a like fire festival documentary type thing, but on the BitConnect scandal because that was a whole thing and it sort of just went away. Remember that? And do you remember that at all? The BitConnect thing?
The no, I actually don't.
You don't remember
So
BitConnect? Oh my gosh. Well, it was that whole thing with that Carlos guy, and it was a whole cryptocurrency basically pyramid scheme. But there's gonna be people like there's gonna be people in a sec that are gonna quote BitConnect. I can guarantee you. But anyway, yeah, it was a whole cryptocurrency scheme, and basically just preyed on the most vulnerable people to just give all their life savings to in to a fake cryptocurrency that was like part of this weird hedge fund out of India or something. Yeah, I'd like to explore it more because it ruined so many people's lives and was at the top of the thing in YouTube. But but yeah, thank you Green Jute BitConnect. But yeah, you should watch it after next time. But
you'll have to give me a link on our DM because so I can learn what this is.
oh my gosh, it's so crazy. Well, it gets even crazier. Did you watch the Fire Festival documentary at all?
I no, I haven't.
Oh,
I've been
yeah.
so busy. Like this year, like I've been trying to focus on redoubling my efforts when it comes to reading theory,
Hmm.
and it's very difficult because I have a lot of theory I have to read. I'm a third. I'm supposed to be a third worldist, yet I haven't read much of Mao
Hmm.
or a lot of these other writers, and I have to double down on it because I have to read more.
Yeah. 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 I got the Zizek introduction thing with all like the Mao's stuff in the book. I don't know where it is, but yeah.
I have practice in contradiction. I skipped the introduction because I don't want to read Shuzak's like ramblings. Where are the Marxists? I don't see the Marxists.
Where are these Marxists? I can't do a good Zizek.
I can't either. I mean,
Yeah.
if we to do a good Zizek, you would have to be able to barely be understandable.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, but yeah, that's my take on college. Oh, Cobra Kai is very good. Not a documentary though. Yes, Attack of the Menace. That's I would second that. Um, I think Billy Zabka is a very underrated actor and should get more work. But anyway, sorry, I was just responding to one of the comments.
Does
Um,
anybody else here want to give their experience on college? I'm just offering to anyone else here. Does anyone else want to come on and give their own experience? Because this is an open discussion stream. Huh. Well, I didn't expect to have a guest this time because this is like the
oh, yeah.
fourth open discussion stream. This is the first someone actually came on.
Yeah, well, it was
So
an interesting topic, and I just wanted to give my common sense on it. I mean, I'm probably gonna like use this like a lot of kids use their study abroad to go to Paris or whatever, but I'm gonna try and go to like the global south, learn from leftists there, and ingratiate myself in some of their circles, learn what they're doing, and yeah, and come back and see what I can do to help. I think that's
I,
the most important thing. But
I would I would love to visit a country in South America,
mhm.
like at least see what those hear what these people have to say, about because all it's one thing to hear it on YouTube, but it's another to actually hear it from these people in person.
Yeah, speaking of that, I was watching like the Jason v. Maupin debate, and I don't know what your personal thoughts are, but I did find it interesting, like when they were talking about sort of people in the third world giving their views on sort of the semantics of being anti-billionaire or something. Do you remember at the very tail end of it? I don't know if you watched the whole debate, but
I've the oh, I've been reluctant to say this publicly, but if I have to, I didn't agree with Caleb Maupin at all. If I had to be
yeah,
honest,
that's fine. That's fine. I mean, yeah,
because
whatever.
I feel like okay, the billionaires I feel like he's talking to, I question. Okay, I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
want to.
no,
Okay, I'm not anti Caleb, but I'm just gonna say, were they middle class, or or were they the poor? Because that is where I think about it. I just do not agree with his logic, and to me, it's not relevant. What what humanity will be like 1,000 years from now. I
mhm.
care about
Well,
what's possible in the next 50 years, not next 1,000 years.
well, yeah, I understand that sentiment, but basically, going back to it, like it is true that Caleb has talked to more people face to face about this than Jason has. And Caleb's actually gone to like conferences and met with the members of various parties, and so I mean, I even if you disagree with the sentiment he holds, I think it is important to do that and meet people face to face if it's within your ability. Um,
Well,
but yeah.
don't get me wrong. I don't agree with Caleb on a lot of things, but I respect him because unlike most of us, he's actually traveled. He's actually seen other parts of the world. He's
Mm-hmm.
actually, spoken to a lot of youth from from various countries, and
Mm-hmm.
so for that reason alone,
Yeah.
Caleb Maupin deserves respect,
And
whether you agree with him or not.
he risked his life on a rickety old Red Crescent ship that could have been bombed by Saudi jet fighters to just deliver like rice and stuff to starving Yemeni children. So he's better than any of us. I mean, at least in terms of general humanity. But
Yes, I think he means well. Yeah,
mhm,
like we don't have to agree with Caleb, but he means well, and he does, want to make the world a better place.
mhm, mhm. Yeah, yeah. And I've met him in person, and he's a cool guy too. We met at one of his speeches, but yeah, I mean, he's a good faith person, and he'll be willing to have a discussion as long as it's in good faith, and as long as you're not trying to, back them like the serfs are. But yeah,
well, I hate the serfs because they're more interested in punching down on people like Jason
mhm.
and Caleb, while they've done jack shit but sit behind a keyboard playing video games all day.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry. America has a lot of bad things, but if you still have a monarchy, America's ahead of you in terms of, of and that's my rule. I'm sorry. Like Canadian leftists, get rid of your monarchy, then you can lecture us on certain stuff. Until then, like please be
Well,
quiet.
I don't think Canadian leftists have any right to lecture Americans, period,
Yeah.
considering the fact that, they're being ruled by a monarch.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was. Yeah, exactly.
Not to mention,
A
they're
foreign
not
monarch.
well.
Yeah.
At least, us leftists in the states, we know there's a racist problem, and we know with the indigenous and
Hmm.
people of color, the Canadian leftists won't acknowledge this at all.
Hmm. Yeah.
Well, not
Yeah, for
all of
sure.
them, not all of them, but a lot of them do not.
And I think doing their land acknowledgements fix anything. But
Canadian leftists are a joke, more so than Americans.
yeah, yeah, I did. I like Canada, but yeah, I mean,
Well,
I'm really
well,
sick of people interjecting and acting as if they're Americans when they're not. When it comes to like, I saw them like give their 2 cents on the force to vote stuff, and it's like you don't live here. You live in a monarchy. Be quiet. Like, stop lecturing us, okay? You're
I
You
think sorry.
yeah.
I think
Sorry.
the
Yeah.
Canadians that are the worst are those who like Steven Crowder, who
Hmm.
talk about how great America is, yet yet will go to a Canada when something goes wrong with their health.
Hmm.
If they need something done regarding dental or whatever.
Well,
Yet
yeah. He's sorry.
it's like you want to make your country like America. It's like I just question, why do these Canadians hate their country so much who live in America?
Yeah. I don't. Oh, you mean like the people that defect and come to America?
Yeah, they talk about how terrible socialized healthcare is, yet they
Mhm.
know that's bullshit. And they've lived
Yeah.
in Canada all their lives.
And plus, Crowder's French Canadian, so if he ever comes back, they'll they'll fillet him. I mean, yeah, they don't. I mean, America, they don't really like Americans in French Canada too much, but at
Oh,
least from what I know.
I think he's a self-hating Canadian. I really do. Those who actually shill for America.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
then but again, the people like the Serfs and Thought Slime, okay, I don't mind them giving their 2 cents on it, but don't talk about force the vote. That's the thing you
Yeah,
should shut the hell up about. Because
yeah. Just always, and if you always like have a little, you should be forced to have a little disclaimer, like a little sticker at the bottom of each of your videos saying, "I'm not an American. Take this with a grain of salt." And yeah, there should be a little beautiful maple leaf sticker like watermark in the back of all their videos, just so everyone knows. Because like the Rational National made a career off of basically pretending to be an American, caring about this. That's another guy. Yeah.
yeah, well, me and B Level talked about this, like we're regarding, if we Ewoks Unhinged, if we ever do that when there's a subject that's more American focused, I
Mm-hmm.
should be talking about it more and
Yeah.
more with people that live
Yeah.
in America, and the same thing with him if it's Canadian.
Yeah. I mean, Gian from the Twink Rev show made a good point. He's like, it's like going from being a baseball commentator to a hockey commentator. I mean, or no. It's like being a hockey commentator and then going on to pretending to be like an ice skating commentator. Like they're two
Oh,
completely different things.
hold on. Actually, I got to address this. No, Jason can criticize America as much as he wants. We're more talking about certain things like force the vote, like
Yeah, internal
telling
stuff.
Americans.
You can criticize American foreign policy all you want. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
You can
And
criticize domestic things in America. That's not what
yeah,
we're saying. Like things like force the vote. People like the serfs like to talk to leftists in America how we should be doing things in America.
hmm
That's what we're talking
yeah,
about. Jason
yeah.
can say what he wants.
But I will say this: I would like Jason to have at least been to more parts of America before making certain judgments about it. I think he's only been to America twice, and I would say if you're gonna make certain judgments about this place, you should at least go to like 5 or 6 states maybe and see what it's like. But I understand not everyone has the wherewithal to do that. But I, I I still think yeah you should make an effort to at least come here and see what things on the ground are. But then it's whatever. I mean, yeah.
Okay. Like, can you elaborate about that with
Well,
Jason about regarding America?
I don't really want to get too much into it, but like I think he's only been here like twice, and to make an entire point of like prescribing how the empire should be dissolved without having been here, I don't know. It just seems distant to me. But I just think he should come here more. Maybe he'll reach the same conclusions. But
Well,
I
as someone that lives in the heart of the empire, I would have to agree with Jason. It does need to be
I know.
dissolved.
I, okay, but that's what I'm saying. But like you should see more parts of this country before you make those judgments, or at least spend some time here. That's just my 2 cents on it. But yeah.
Well, yeah, yeah. I agree.
No, yeah,
Like, no, no,
that's
no,
fine. Yeah.
it's just okay. I can understand the logic, but I do think America is one of the special case where I don't feel like you have to visit the country as extensively in order to see just how evil this country truly is,
No,
and
not
that
extensively, but you should at least visit here. And yeah.
well, okay, B level start. The co-host of Ewoks Unhinged. It wouldn't be safe for him to go to America in
Mhm.
this climate.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, because I'm one of the few people that do know what B level looks like,
Mhm.
and it wouldn't be safe for him to come here because how racist America is as a country, and not to mention how Islamophobic this country is as a country. And I honestly don't think you have to visit America to know that it needs to be dissolved, especially if you know anything about American history or watch a lot of the stuff on the mainstream media or RT or whatever news source you follow. I mean, there's
Mhm.
America's racism is out in the open. It always
Yeah.
has.
No, I don't dispute that whatsoever. But it's I don't know.
Well, it's okay to disagree. I understand.
Yeah.
It may be weird from your perspective, but I don't necessarily agree because everyone's look. Here's the thing. I wasn't always super anti-American. It took me a long time to get to that point. Like
Mhm.
I was at a point where I thought America had the potential to be saved, but the more time passed by and the more I saw people around me, I came to the conclusion that this country cannot be saved. It has to be dissolved.
Yeah, I know.
Because
I know. I mean, it's probably not gonna just. It's not gonna break up probably the way we would want it to, or at least be. It's probably gonna. I think. Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I don't have that much hope, but but it's not gonna. It's not gonna just collapse the way Jason thinks it is, or at least Jason wants it to collapse. It's
the
probably
way
just gonna. Yeah.
the way it's going to collapse is not going to be something. America is going to be a war zone if it collapses. We won't want to live in North America if America collapses.
Minnesota will come out on top, though. That's my prescription. I feel like Minnesotans, they're sweet people, but once we just go into total war mode, they'll just be Vikings, and they'll all
Thank you.
yeah. I think Minnesota will be the victors, and they will establish a a new society along Juche ideals. But that's just my prediction. Who am I? But
It wouldn't really take that much to make America collapse. But the problem is, if we made California, Texas, and New York succeed from the Union, the country would collapse, in a matter of hours because of the economy. It's dependent on those states.
mm-hmm.
And there's
Yeah,
probably a few others, but I'm just saying those three are the major,
it'd be funny if
economic.
Texas became independent, and then in 5 years, like Alex Jones was in charge of it.
Alex Jones, the president of Texas.
Yeah, Texas or whatever. Yeah, and then there's a giant statue. There's a big, 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 huge statue of him just tearing his shirt off, and then and then 50 years from now, we just have a nice public picnic, seeing a picture of him just going, yeah, giant statue, and then yeah. Green Duce as a Mexican national, I would disagree with that. Um, there is a sense of over idealizing that period when Mexico ran the United States, and then there's this whole Aslan stuff, which I am befuddled by. And if you talk to any Native Americans that live in California, Arizona, New Mexico, most of them disagree with like the Aslan or Chicano nationalism stuff. because it sort of glosses over periods in their history that were explicitly assaulted by certain aspects of the Mexican state. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think Mexico seriously wants these places back, but I could be wrong. But what do you think, Dr. Novia?
Honestly, when it comes to the collapse of the American empire, anything can happen. We don't know what could happen, and ideally, I would like all the land to go back to the natives and let them decide what to do with it. That's
Yeah,
where I
that's
stand
ideal,
on it.
but you have to remember, like 2.4% of this country is native. So, I mean, just in terms of dynamics of power and future projections, and if the empire collapses within the next 10 to 20 years, that's probably not how things are going to roll out.
Well, like I said, I believe they should be the ones that run this land.
I know, should there's the difference between ought and if statements, and that's probably not how things are going to play out. There might be some like states like the Navajo Nation or places like that have enough. Yeah, there might be places with certain tribal areas that are able to fully secede, but in terms of like, yeah, it's the what was I saying? Yeah, it's not gonna be 100%, but
well, I wouldn't want to be in North America when the empire collapses, because either
no,
way,
no. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Vienna, man. Yeah.
either way, I could see this being a war zone,
So
because
if you do get like a visa out of here, where are you going?
Ireland, because that's where my ancestors are from.
Okay. Chuck Fitter Law. I'm probably butchering that, but yeah. 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 All right. Well, this was fun. Sorry. I don't think the empire. Yeah. The Mexican Empire and the Republic of Mexico are two different things. But the Mexican Empire was like, well, the first one was run by Agustin de Iturbide, and he was mestizo, but still like disenfranchised indigenous people. And then there was the Second Empire, which was part of the Austrians, and the Austrians didn't control America at that point. It was just modern Mexico. But then Santa Anna was the guy who lost most of this, and that was technically, I think, under a republic, but Santa Anna had declared himself Cadillo, so it was kind of like a dictatorship. But like a lot of people do gloss over the fact that a lot of these mestizo leaders have actually had some of the worst records in terms of Mexican history on indigenous rights, especially like Diaz, Porfirio Diaz specifically. Like he was a monster when it came to how he treated the indigenous people. And yeah, he was awful, but he was Viva Zapata, like the movie. I don't know if you ever saw the Marlon Brando controversial movie Viva Zapata. Did you ever see that movie?
Yeah, actually, no, I haven't.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, it's just Brando and brown face. It probably wouldn't go off very well today, if you know what I mean. But yeah, it portrays like the ruling Mexican establishment, I think, as like these European, totally like Spanish European aristocrats, when in reality a lot of them were mestizo people, and they were particularly brutal to the indigenous, and that helped spark the Zapatista revolution. But anyway, yeah. So I don't know how it's going to play out. I think there probably will be some kind of autonomous New Africa type situation. How that plays out, I don't know. But I don't platform crashes.
Oh, Boroman is butthurt that I
Okay.
won't allow him
Well,
on
you
the
were talking about
screen.
me for a second. Yeah.
No, I was
Yeah.
talking. I was talking
Yeah.
to Attack of the Menace
I see. I see. Sorry. Yeah.
because
Um.
of because Boroman's butthurt that I didn't let him on.
Yeah. I see. So, but yeah, that's my thing. I think it would be funny, like if there is New Africa and then it tries to be like this bourgeois democratic state for a couple months, and then there's an Islamic revolution, and then the Nation of Islam takes over, and it's like Iran in North America. But I don't know. It'd be kind of funny if like if if someone like I'm not saying it would be good, but it'd be funny if someone like Farrakhan had the power of Ayatollah Khamenei, and there was like a Elijah Muhammad International Airport. But yeah, that'd be funny.
Yeah. Anyway, this
All right.
wait, this is not even about the college anymore. Like,
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
I got.
Yeah.
No, you don't need to. You don't. We don't need. No, we can keep this going because I gotta
Oh,
change the topic. Should I
yeah.
just call it college as a scam plus, you know, colonialism discussion?
Or dissolution discussion, maybe. Yeah.
Disillusion. Yeah, that would be probably work.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. Going back to that. I might be on Ewoks in a while. I don't know if you know, but we might be discussing like just our projection, not what we want, but just our predictions for 2024 in terms of the Republicans, the Democrats, independent run, stuff like that. Yeah, and we were going to talk about Jesse Lee Peterson running, and yeah.
I'm. That to be honest, I'm actually scared for 2024.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, you have every right to be, but hopefully it's funny, and at least we go down laughing.
Consider the fact I see more fascists running next time than we did when in 2016.
Who like
I
Tom Cotton?
I see almost all the candidates being fascists.
Like Cotton specifically?
Yes.
Or yeah, I mean Gowdy could run. I don't know if you would categorize Gowdy as explicitly fashy, but
Well, I think the American equivalent of Hitler. I don't think we know who he is. I think he's going to be an unknown politician we know nothing about.
there is like
He's,
this. Yeah, yeah.
he's going to appear out of nowhere, or she is going to appear out of nowhere, and we're barely going to know anything about them, and they're going to suddenly get popular with certain
Yeah,
sections of the American, public.
yeah.
I believe that's what the American Hitler is going to be. Whether
Do you
it's
think it will?
2024 or 2028, either way, I'm scared,
Do you think it
honestly.
will be explicitly ethno-nationalist,
I don't know. I cannot say.
or will it
Anything
be
can
like
happen.
some? Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I was. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, I was saying that maybe Kanye will run, and then he'll magically like displace an explicit fascist with like his weird pseudo theocratic things, and that'd be hilarious to watch. And then Jesse Lee Peterson on the stage too would be hilarious. I know Jesse Lee Peterson would probably get at least 10% if he ran in the Republican primary today.
I think
You know,
Mike Pence is going to run in 2024.
I wouldn't be such. I mean, they don't have that much. He doesn't have that much support in conservative media. I mean, he might, but I mean, Alex Jones doesn't like him, and a lot of other people don't like him. Just he doesn't have the same charisma. I mean, yes, we did hear about that, and that is good news. And hopefully, he's able to get to Mexico, Arnoldo de Leon.
Honestly, for Julian Assange to be safe, you probably would have to be in China or Russia.
Well, actually, no. He has done some. WikiLeaks has apparently leaked some stuff about China that is not flattering, to say the least. So he'd probably be in trouble in China. But they
Mike,
have leaked.
what do they leak? What do you leak?
They leaked some stuff about Tibet. I think that didn't make China look that good. Whether or not it was true is not the point. But he's done. Yeah, no, they've done some stuff on China that would definitely piss off the leadership. And they actually have done some stuff on Russia too, but I think Russia would let him skate. They let Snowden skate despite him like being an active supporter of Alexei Navalny. So but they let Snowden do whatever he wants because ultimately it does serve their interests. But I don't think China would let Assange in. But that's just me. But I think he's probably going to end up in someplace in South America or here. Maybe Russia, maybe, but
Russia is probably his best chance.
possibly, yeah. It's so weird that they can do this to like someone who's not like in any of our American discourse. It's never hammered out that he's not even American, but they feel they have the right to charge an Australian publication with this. An Australian national who's publishing certain stuff. I mean, it wouldn't be that different if he wasn't American, but just the absolute arrogance of this system, just saying, oh, you can be Australian, you can be, and the fact that the Australian government's not standing up for one of their own is extremely telling. But
if Julian Assange gets extradited here, journalism's dead.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, I remember the yeah.
And I'm shocked more people aren't actually talking about this.
No, yeah. Liz Franzik did a good rant. It's on the Jucha Gang Co-op channel if anyone wants to find it. But Liz Franzik of the True Anon podcast actually did do a pretty good rant about how journalists, why they don't care about this as much, which I found very comforting. But before I go, I just wanted to say, get Julian to the deeper. Okay. I just wanted to say it was great talking to y'all, and I hope to come on Ewok soon if that's a possibility.
I would love to, actually. It was an honor having you on board at this stream.
Yeah, and maybe we should meet up in person. I don't think we're that far away after this whole nonsense is over with COVID. We should meet up in person if that's possible.
Sure, I would like that.
Yeah. All right. Chill, man. I'm gonna have dinner. But yeah, it was great talking to you about college and how it's structured in the society. Sorry for derailing the convo.
Oh no. Actually, it was a really good conversation. There was no reason to change it back to college.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna let someone else if they want to come on. But great talking to you. Peace.
Peace. If anybody else wants to come on, just let me know and I'll give you the link. As if you're watching this, Boroman, just because I say open discussion does not mean we get to debate about stupid nonsense. So, no, I don't regret kicking you off. This is not a debate. Anyway, I'm just waiting to see if there's anybody else that wants to come on. Okay, I'm just looking. Does anybody else want to come on? Because if nobody else wants to come on, I'm probably going to end this stream because, well, there really isn't much to talk about and more to talk about with the college. I mean, I've already said everything I needed to say about... Oh, you want to come on? Okay. I'll give you the link. Just give me a second. Okay, just give me a second, guys. I need to give a link to some people. All right. Anyway, I'm actually surprised there's people that want to be on the stream. All right, I'm just giving one to one of my... All right, I just gave you a link just now, Otto. Boroman's not someone worth talking about. The guy is a living meme. All right, I just send you a link if you want to go on. Oh, just a guy called Boroman who has a hate crush on me. Yeah, I remember those. I remember the simpler times before, you know, all this other nonsense that we're dealing with. I have not, unfortunately. All right. There's a chance I can get more guests. If I can get more guests, that'd be pretty cool. Because, with this subject regarding college or whatever subject we're going to talk about next, I can't, have this stream go on forever with that kind of subject. Red Renegade. All right, introduce yourself to the audience.
Hello, everybody. I'm the Red Renegade.
All right, Red Renegade, how are you?
Apologize, my knocked my damn headset off.
It's okay.
So what's going on? Are we returning back to the school discussion or what?
If you want to.
Oh yeah, I mean I have a few things I want to say. I guess I want to talk about my experience being a student who is transferring during COVID times and how much it sucks ass.
All right.
Yeah, so I guess basically it kind of sucks because I have to depend on financial aid, so I was forced to sign up for college even though I really didn't want to. So that's one way they get you is through financial aid.
Oh,
And,
I know that feeling.
yeah, and they have to keep you within these like really silly parameters. And here's what's stupid about what college is going on right now is they're charging you the exact same amount and not really offering you anything in return, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to school, I'm getting less, but my financial aid is paying the same amount. It's ridiculous. And that just kind of goes to show how schools are businesses before they are, places of learning and education.
I agree. I mean, from my experience, that's what it was.
Yeah, like what? I don't know much about your experience at school. Why don't you go over that real quick? I just got on the stream like 10 minutes ago.
Well, my experience through college was I originally went there to just to for something to do and to learn and maybe to meet new people. That didn't actually happen because most of the people weren't interested in doing anything but just going to college, getting the grade, getting a transfer to another school.
Was it a community college? Oh no, community
college.
colleges are the worst for socialization. It's high school but more boring.
I know, but I didn't know anything about that at the time. Anyway, it was interpersonal communication. Long story short, I talked to a guy. He challenged my beliefs more than anybody else. Probably the only smart guy in the entire class, and made me rethink everything that I once believed. And it changed the way I thought for the rest of my time at college. I did badly for the first few years. Then I started doing really good because I actually was getting used to college. Then I had a roadblock and I was forced to go to OCC, and I've been doing badly in college ever since because of how awful the staff is and the teachers.
Damn, I'm sorry, homie.
Well, that was the abridged version, honestly.
Yeah, no, I can imagine like all the hardship and strife because I've just dealing with like administration. Like, oh my god, like you can have two people tell you two different things and no one knows what the fuck's going on. It's ridiculous. Like, I could tell you so many fucking stories. Just me running around campus, like trying to do one fucking thing.
I can relate to that. Oh, the idiots, the staff I'm dealing with, just getting something simple as financial aid. I went from one person that said one thing, then another person contradicting what the other person said. Then I go back to the other person that contradicts what they said previously, and I gave up at the end in frustration because I freaking was tired of dealing with the nonsense.
Yeah, the only reason I didn't quit was because I had someone on the inside helping me with the financial aid. So it's, helping with all the paperwork and all that crap and getting it through and, contacting people. So getting the process faster. So I got lucky on that end, even though it was still a headache.
OCC is short for Orange Coast College. If you want to know.
Orange Coast. Where's that again? I know that's in California.
It's in Orange County.
Orange County. Okay, I wanted. That's where I was thinking it was, but I didn't want to make that guess. It sounded like a dipshit.
It has more resources than the previous school I went to, but the staff is so incompetent that it's almost not worth going. Part of me regrets switching schools, but I had to because I ran into a roadblock in my other school.
Yeah, I just started my first year at a UCSC, and it's a really nice campus. I wish I could go and actually be there.
All right.
Yeah.
What's up? What's up, Otto?
Yo.
Okay. Well, while he's fiddling around, continue.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. No. It's. Yeah. No. I just started my first year at UCSC. One thing I'll say is the staff has been pretty good. Actually, that was actually the best thing about it was the staff has been pretty understanding. Though I would say their decisions. Though none of them are used to remote learning, so their decisions on how to teach the classes have been extremely questionable. Like, one of them actually had their lectures on fucking Twitch.
Wait, Twitch?
Yes.
Why not Zoom?
I don't know. That's what we were all asked. Apparently technical difficulties was the excuse, but I'm just like, anything else.
Skype or Wire. Why Twitch?
I know, anything else but fucking Twitch. It's like, come on. My teacher's a fucking millennial, obviously, so.
Oh,
a lot of millennial teachers, I noticed.
I think I forgot to tell this. My last teacher, I don't think she was a bad teacher, but by the way, but the problem I had is she was teaching, us how to write short stories, comic scripts, and poetry all in one semester.
Oh God!
And I was getting really pissed off. It's like, wait, I want to learn how to write short stories. I don't fucking want to write a comic script or poetry. And I just took it. It's like, okay, what can go wrong? Everything. Because, we spent only a few weeks on each of these, subjects each, and we ended up mastering none of the material. I quit more than halfway through it because it wasn't worth it.
Yeah, fuck. Yeah, it's just stupid when they get teachers who don't know what the fuck they're doing.
It's like high school.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, can you guys hear me?
I can hear you just fine.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, so I guess I had another thing at my community college. It was stupid. So I'm an art major, and I was originally a digital art major because that's just how I primarily do my art is on the computer because it's just cheap and easy. So we had, I had this super awesome we had a super awesome art program at Hart. No, I'm not gonna say it. You didn't hear that, but you had the stupid art. You had the super cool art program. Like my community college is actually known for its art program, and it just before my eyes, it was just gone. Just all the teachers just retired, within a year. All the good teachers retired, and they just replaced them with all the teachers they didn't know what the fuck. I had to learn 3D sculpting from a fucking photography teacher.
Wait, what?
Yeah, because they didn't have any other. They didn't have any other teachers to teach it, so they just got whatever they had at hand. So I had to change my majors because I was like, all right, fuck this. I'm not going to be a digital art major anymore because the teacher I liked is gone now. So I just became a studio art major.
It really sucks because the older teacher
convoluted.
The older teacher that taught creative writing was much better than the second teacher that taught creative writing, because at least she focused primarily on short stories. Rather than just focusing on comics, short stories, and poetry, it's like maybe the school did not have the funding to have these individual subjects be a class each, so they just crammed them all into one, and she was forced to do like all of them because she didn't care about teaching short stories or poetry. She only cared about doing comic scripts. Because that's what she was interested in teaching. But, schools don't want to teach how to write a comic script.
So she kind of just had to make it happen for herself.
Yes.
At your expense.
That's what she was mostly interested in teaching. I could sympathize with that, but I wanted to learn how to write a short story.
Oh, man.
Not a freaking comic script, because do you have any idea how hard it is to write a script for a comic?
Yeah, I know. I do know, because I'm writing a comic right now, and it's a motherfucker.
It's harder than to write a short story, because under a short story, you have no limit except your imagination. I can hear you, Otto.
Oh, sorry, it cut out for me for a little bit.
But in a comic script, you have to take its consideration on how many words you put on a comic page, or you're describing. Otherwise, it won't work. It's a nightmare.
You can't have it too wordy. It'll just end up like Hunter x Hunter is. Ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. It's like, you can't learn this in a few weeks. You need you need at least a few years to be able to write a proper comic script.
Oh yes. Because having an amazing script is one thing. Like you said, you have to fit it on the page. You have to, and then on top of that, you have to storyboard. You have to design the characters. It's just everything else that comes with comics along with it.
Right.
Ugh. And my dumbass decided I wanted to make a comic.
If you don't mind me asking, what is this comic you wanted to write about?
It's just it's kind of a Greek epic kind of thing. Takes place in Hellenistic age of Greece. Plato and Aristotle era.
Sounds interesting.
Nice.
Yeah, it's just kind of like a adventure novel. Like it started, God's given him the thing to do, and then he does the thing and other stuff. Obviously that's just the setup. I want to make it more interesting than that. And just because I've been having to read a lot of like ancient Greek, and I'm trying to add a lot of philosophy to it because I'm a philosophy major too. And
Nice.
I've been having to read Greek philosophy from my school anyway, so it's like, it all works out.
Speaking of philosophy, the only things I care about when it comes to college is art, philosophy, and history.
Oh, it's great. No, I'm with you there, homie. Like those are the humanities right there. But those are apparently only people who can do great things can go in those. Only people who can make a lot of money can go in those. Can't go in there because you're passionate, of course.
Well, I consider history art, and same thing with philosophy.
Yeah, they're all these like super important things when it comes to like culture and our way of understanding ourselves. But they're kind of but in academia they're kind of put on the wayside for electrical engineering and shit. Rather than people who are creative using electrical engineering to do new things, they just want to teach people electrical engineering so they can be robots to work in a fucking company.
Well,
No creativity.
George Carlin said this best. They want you to be smart enough to be able to do the work and stupid enough not to realize how much badly you're getting fucked.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh, old Georgie, bless his soul.
Oh
Yeah.
God, if he was alive today, he would have a freaking.
I would love to hear everything he would have to say. I mean, I don't know. He was kind of rambly. I don't know. I actually, I like the things he said when he was an old man. What am I talking about?
I love Old Man George Carlin more than I love
Yeah.
younger George Carlin because Old Man George Carlin is pissed off.
No, yeah, it's not even jokes anymore. It's just he's just ranting.
You know, he's the reason why I became a leftist. One of the reasons is because he was questioning the status quo, and he was one of the reasons why I didn't hate old people as much. Like, wait, this old motherfucker is saying shit I freaking believe.
No, you're kidding. Yeah, like his jokes are just so raw, and they just deconstruct American culture and the English language so perfectly.
Yeah, it is, and he was ahead of his time.
Yeah, no kidding. And no one has been able to capture like that kind of raw energy he is. Like people like Louis C.K. have tried, but I don't think they've. Obviously, Louis C.K. doesn't even fucking pale in comparison.
Like everything he said would happen to America has happened and is happening.
Yeah, he said we were circling the drain, and boy, oh boy, was he right.
They're coming for your retirement money. They want it back. They'll get it eventually.
Yeah, no kidding. You'd think they'd get it by now, but
It's really sad. I don't think we'll ever retire, any of us.
Oh no, I'm gonna be I'm gonna be just like my dad said. My retirement plan is 6 feet under the ground. And oh boy, and there he is, 6 feet in the ground.
Honestly,
the day he died.
Boomers are blessed that they're not going to see the worst of capitalism. They're blessed that they won't.
Oh no,
majority of them won't.
No, they might. Hopefully, maybe they'll die of COVID before. Who knows?
To be fair, not every boomer's bad. I mean,
no,
not all of them.
I mean, I can only hope my parents can like just not see the worst of this shit, but like at least like live like the last part of their life as it's just relaxing.
No, yeah, it's just funny. Like my mom is just like, Lucas, all the shit you've been saying, you were right. And I'm like, well, really?
Let's be honest. When people say we hate baby boomers, they're mostly referring to the politicians.
Mostly referring to like the ones that are like all cozy up in like
I just want a grill.
Yeah, like those, like the ones in gated communities who like just yell at like minorities or whatever, or like the Get Out crowd.
Yeah,
like those are the baby boomers that people hate. Otherwise, like there are a lot of baby boomers that are honestly really insightful on a lot and like do mean well.
Well, the baby boomers I'm referring to that are the worst are the Mitch McConnells and Nancy Pelosi's.
Yeah, those are definitely the people who why don't you hurry up and die already kind of people.
It's like, who were they when they were our age? It's like, how the fuck do we spot a Mitch McConnell? Like I can't imagine anyone I know like being well, actually yes I can. Never mind. What am I saying?
Mitch McConnell is creepy. His smile creeps me out. I'm not even joking.
I wanna
Nancy Pelosi.
I wanna fuck with his neck, like kind of like like with the boxing things.
His jowl.
Yeah, his jowls. It looks. I want to fuck with them. I want to touch them.
You know how people vandalated their house? I wish they would.
They sprayed on.
Yes, oh boy.
They should have burned their houses to the ground. I'm sorry.
You guys know Krang from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Oh yeah.
Like the suit he's in? That looks like Mitch McConnell. Like, I mean, the thing is, like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm up for like people living as long as they can, but like in capitalism, it's awful.
Yeah, it's
I feel bad for the people that hate Mitch McConnell that live in Kentucky.
Ooh. I'm sure the Colonel's steaming right now.
I hate Nancy Pelosi, and I live in California. I hate her so much.
Dude, we have Nancy Pelosi and Kamala Harris over here. Like, why did we get the shit into that fucking hamburger there?
Yeah, we do. and
We produce the worst
Oh,
politicians over there. Fight me on that.
don't get me started on the freaking squad being a bunch of frauds.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Who knows what's gonna happen with them? I feel like they're definitely gonna fade into obscurity now.
I mean,
Is it-
I think they're just gonna become establishment Dems.
Honestly,
Honestly.
I used,
Or
to
at
have,
this point.
I used to have respect for at least Omar, but I have no respect for her either at this point. Because why would you vote for Nancy Pelosi? She hates you. She fucking cannot. She cannot stand the squad.
Nope. That's because they're
Yeah.
folks.
I mean, when she sees
Fucking opportunism.
when she sees the squad, she's like, I can't say this on stream, but she just
Yeah.
But we all know what I'm saying.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
most definitely.
She's a white supremacist, and she cannot stand these women because they're for that reason.
They're a bunch of
Yeah.
loud brown women getting
Yeah,
up in her shit,
Pretty much.
That's how she looks at them.
and they're not even that.
Yeah.
They're just brown women who are just there.
It's the fact that we have
fucking
people-
virtue signaling on fucking Twitter and on interviews and shit.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm so glad Jimmy Dore is one of the few people on freaking social media that has the balls to call this shit out.
It's because he has no like attachment to anything. You know, he's got no strings attached to
Yeah.
him. You know, he's totally independent, so he has nothing to lose. You know,
I don't see why like leftists like are still or like quote unquote leftists like are still defending the squad or saying that like what's it called, the force to vote is unreasonable. Like I saw something like on Instagram, it was like, oh well, it's like a David and Goliath situation, but Goliath is ignoring David. And it's like, well, for us, like the squad is like Goliath and they're ignoring us too.
They would have guaranteed careers for life if they did it. Now they're gonna be infamous.
well, here's the thing, though. This is the thing I think people need to understand. Nancy, you know, like, you know what? All these people, the squad, Rokana, fucking AOC, Omar. You know what they all have in common with Nancy Pelosi? They're all fucking oligarchs. You know, and we can't expect them to act
Yeah.
anything but oligarchs. We can't, like, oh wow, the oligarchs aren't listening to you in a republic when it's designed that way. Ooh, wow, really? It's almost like this wouldn't work. This was like designed. It was almost designed like this. And
It's
no
so
one-
annoying when I have fucking people like they tell me like I tell them about like what I want for the world. I don't tell them a commie obviously, but like I tell them basically the shit that I want, and they're like, oh wow, it's so nice. Like you should go into office. Like you're so passionate, and it's like my passion. Like I will die if I go into office. My soul will be extracted if I go into office.
You'll actually literally die because someone will kill you
Well,
if you have the
probably
wrong
that.
politics.
Someone said I should run for president, and I'd say, "Are you kidding me?" I would get assassinated by the in the primaries because I wouldn't compromise.
You know, you'd end up on one of those lists. You know, the Clinton or the Obama type lists.
I would be killed because if I were president, I'm not joking. The first thing I would do, dismantle the CIA, dismantle the military, basically just dissolve the country to 50
Didn't-
different states, so they're 50 different
Yeah,
countries.
you definitely want to dissolve the officer corps though, not the entire military.
Yes.
And of course, I wouldn't do all this on the first day, but one of the first things I would do is probably take every politician in DC and execute them.
Ooh.
What's
Maybe
it called?
Hold
Maybe
on,
I
hold
should-
on.
Maybe
Hold
I
on.
shouldn't say that. Maybe I should say
Let me take my pants
liquidate.
off. Go on.
Maybe I should say liquidate. That's probably a better thing to say.
Well,
Just kind
we're
of.
just gonna liquidate them. Like
Yeah.
a business, business talk.
Jeff Bezos, I'd liquidate him. I'd liquidate pretty much all the oligarchs. Hollywood be burned to the ground.
Oh, dude,
Awesome.
dreams.
What's it
Like-
called? Didn't JFK try to like kind of do something about the CIA or?
He
Yeah, I
did,
don't
but he
know
was
about that.
killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone says. our government killed JFK, and our government did 9/11.
Yeah,
9/11.
pretty much. I mean, honestly, if you don't mind me asking, what I missed on like the first bit of this stream, I did want to watch this, but I was watching Germa. If you guys know who that is.
No.
Oh, well, shit, what I missed.
Oh wait, somebody, Darsonovia and Daki King 2024. We would get
Oh
killed.
shit.
You get
Face.
not even by the government, just some fucking redneck would just snipe you.
Well, I would just have Daki King be my running mate. I also would probably have, Chad Antifa in there as well. Probably probably regarding
Secretary of State.
defense. Yeah, Secretary of State. Yeah.
Let's go. Sorry, I'm playing something right now.
Oh god. You know one of the cringiest things I ever saw Hillary Clinton ever say? People will go go to the polls.
Oh my god, that was exactly what I was hoping you'd say.
That was such cringe.
Yeah, it's just kind of that, that just kind of goes to show how fucking out of touch she is. And like how much of an out of touch oligarch she is.
Speaking of out of touch, these idiots seem to think that $600 enough for us.
Yeah.
I don't think they think that. They're not stupid. They just don't give a shit.
To be honest, I see
Yeah.
$600 as them saying, "Oh, here, peasant. Here's your money now. Fuck off."
Let them have
I think it
$600.
literally is that. I think that is what it is. Like, even in their minds, I think that's what it is. And I think everyone's too stupid. They think everyone is too stupid to realize that. And I think not this time. People are like,
I mean,
$600.
honestly,
Everyone knows $600 ain't shit unless you're like on the fucking streets.
the funniest thing is just like seeing like all these people saying, "Oh, you need to make this 600." Like all the LLC and like multi-level marketing people be like, "Oh, you need to make that $600 into 6,000," and I can tell you how.
Oh my god.
It's like these people have never known what it's like to be in extreme poverty. $600 is the equivalent of like 6,000 to the very poor.
You know what? You want to know something funny? I actually am split between investing my $600 and using it to pay my medical debt.
I mean, honestly, I'm not in college yet. Well, actually, no, I am, and I just started. But like, honestly, I think I'm just gonna spend that money to like build a PC.
For me,
I can't even.
I'm just saving most of it for have it be my COVID insurance.
Not a bad idea.
It's terrible to even say that, but it's us getting COVID's not impossible because I have to work in retail.
You know what? It just hit me. You know what I think the fucking Republicans' logic might be? Like $600 emergency. Maybe they're that fucking dumb. Like maybe it's like, oh, $600 emergency. Well, this is an emergency.
God.
I don't know. I feel like I like to try to work backwards on dipshit conservative logic, and you find very funny things.
Conservatives don't believe in their own bullshit. If they did, they wouldn't be conservative.
Yeah, definitely the oligarchs definitely don't believe their own bullshit. And that's pretty much confirmed. None of them do. None of them fucking believe this shit.
Well, I argue I argue conservatives. A lot of them don't believe in their bullshit. A principled conservative is like very hard to find.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think a lot of conservatives have moved on from this. Like, I think most Republicans don't even believe with fucking agree with their leadership at this point.
Like, the bullshit. I still can't believe Trump supporters are still, not accepting that Trump lost.
Yeah, that one's something else. It's and I feel like. I don't know, like, what... I don't know, like, I really don't know what Trump's endgame is here, because... Part of me...
He made his money.
Yeah, well, obviously, but it's... because obviously they're gonna kick him out of the Oval Office, yeah, in a couple of days. And there's not a goddamn thing he could do because he got no one with any position of power is supporting him. So his diet coup is like, not fucking anything.
Well, the Supreme Court didn't help Trump because, let's be honest, they got what they wanted out of him.
Yeah, why would they? Why would they risk their own necks at this point just to help him?
To them, they they say, we got what we want out of you. Fuck off.
That's kind of that's the perks of a lifetime position. But yeah, But yeah, I don't know. I think Trump. I think Trump is just trying to consolidate his base. That's just my guess. I think he knows. I don't know. Do you think he? I don't know. Maybe he thinks he won. It's hard to say because he's so fucking crazy.
I think Trump is scared because this is the first time in his life where things have not gone his way.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely at this scope. Like, I think he believed. I think in his mind he believed with all his heart he would win the election, even though he was scared that he wouldn't.
Well, what the thing that's really disgusting is 10 or 20 years from now, you're going to see liberals rehabilitate Trump's image like they did for Bush.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, "Oh, he's so edgy" or whatever. I mean, they kind of already are, honestly. If you look around and ask people.
No, I think they're going to when we get a worse Trump.
Yeah, most definitely.
We'll see. I mean, unless Trump goes behind this guy, I feel like he'd be opportunist enough to do that.
If I have to be honest here, I don't think Trump will live long enough for that to happen. Because of how unhealthy he is.
Yeah, but McDonald's is going to catch up to him.
In fact, I've had to be real. Even if Trump won the election, I don't think he would have lasted the 4 years.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so.
We'll see. I mean, he definitely he did get COVID. That's right. So he might be. I think that cut his life short.
The guy is old, and not to mention he's overweight as well. Yeah,
and COVID survivor. He fucking lost weight after he got COVID.
Yeah, I just don't see Trump lasting for a full 4 years, which is why the debate between Pence and Harris was so scary, because it was the real presidential debate. Because I do believe we would have gotten either one of them, no matter who won. We were fucked.
Yeah, oh my god. Here's the thing, like, Pence is like creepy. He creeps me out.
Pence doesn't even look like a human being when he speaks.
He's got that Mark Zuckerberg kind of fucking like feel to him. Like he's not entirely human under there.
Honestly, with Trump, whether Trump leaves or not, the GOP is pretty much it's not going to be the same. They are a party of fascists at this point.
I think the GOP is going to split apart because Trump is, because Trump with like supporting $2,000 checks going against Mitch McConnell, I think he might split the party in a few pieces, which would be great. That would be hilarious because that would turn us into a one-party state.
But we'll have an even worse version of the Republican Party.
Yep. And you'd have a bunch of little Republican parties, like kind of like like the Lincoln Project people would make their own thing. The Libertarians and the hard Libertarians who are still in the Republican Party would just join the Libertarians. All the Trump's kind will probably make their own faction. The GOP will probably kind of reconciliate under the same name and with probably old neocons, I assume. So it could split in many ways here.
Well, both parties are basically having issues.
Yeah, the Democrats fucking lost huge in this last election. Oh my god! Like even though the GOP is having a fucking crisis, like they fucking won huge in the election.
I think 2022 we're going to see a red wave. We're not going to see a blue wave.
Yeah, you're probably right. I don't. I don't, because obviously you have all these fucking Republicans, like regardless of whether they have an R next to their name, they're still conservatives, and they're still gonna govern like conservatives, and especially since the courts are packed, they're gonna side with any amount of legislation they make,
If
no
Republicans
matter how fascist.
were smart, they would be pushing for a $2,000 stimulus check until the pandemic is over, as a way to basically get a win over Democrats.
Yeah, but they just let the Democrats sidewind them, but the Democrats but Democrats being the Democrats, they conceded as they always did.
The Democrats are useless. They truly are.
I swear to God, like I don't know like how anybody could like take the Democrats seriously, because I feel like all they ever do is concede. And
I can't take them seriously.
If you have an elementary fucking like view of politics, how can that not piss you off ever? Even if you're a liberal, how can that not piss you off?
If I were a liberal, I'd be pissed off just I hate using this word, but it's appropriate, of the Democratic Party being a party of cocks.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes.
No, there's no better example than Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden.
Oh my God, Bernie Sanders. Bernie just, I guess he just kind of proved like, because I feel like Bernie does represent like the kind of like intellectual like socialist left that is like quote mainstream in this country, and he just kind of shows how little teeth they have. Like when it really comes down to it, because he goes in this crowd saying, "Are you guys ready for a revolution?" And then later he just quits. Like he doesn't even fucking go all the way. He doesn't call out the Democrats when they cheat him. I mean, he just lets it happen. And it's like this was never meant to be our leader. This was never meant to be the person who brought the change that we really want. And I feel bad for all the people that put all their hope into him, because like all those people, he let all of those people down in such a fucking pathetic way and got to nothing. And that this movement he squandered it. Oh my gosh, how do you fuck that up?
Electoralism is meaningless. That's what Bernie Sanders has taught the left that are truly serious about change.
Mm-hmm.
And I strongly do believe Bernie Sanders in 2016 was our last chance to save America from collapsing.
Mm-hmm. I have to agree. He almost got me going. I have to say, he almost got me going in those primaries. I almost thought he would get it.
Well, I didn't. I expected disappointment.
It was just like right up to the end where he was just beating everybody, and then everybody dropped and consolidated around Joe Biden, and I was like, that was just one of the fucking like craziest things I'd ever witnessed in politics. Like that was even crazier than 2016.
I will never hate a politician as much as I hate Barack Obama.
Oh my God. Yeah, because people don't understand because people scratch their heads when I complain more about Obama than Trump. And they're like, why do you, like, why are you always going on about Obama? It's like, well, don't you know Trump? Like, well, yeah, of course I know. But no one talks about the shit Obama does ever. He just gets a pass, and it's disgusting.
Yeah.
Well, the only time Obama does anything is to kill a movement. He doesn't do anything to help the people. He's worse than Reagan ever was. I'm sorry. Reagan doesn't even compare to Obama.
Reagan is probably crying in white heaven right now.
It's like what Obama's doing. It just freaking.
We all watched that Boondocks episode.
Freaking Reagan. Obama did so many things that Reagan couldn't even dream of. He killed so many progressive movements. In his time in politics, it's disgusting.
Killed the anti-war movement. Killed. He killed. He fucking killed. He killed the Flint, Michigan water crisis movement. He he killed the fucking. Remember that NBA protest, and they were protesting for Black Lives Matter, and he just
Yeah, I
fucking capped it.
remember.
Like I just could not believe that.
The
Like,
only strike Obama approves of is a drone strike.
Pretty much.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Of course, if you say that, oh my god, you just hate Obama because he's black. No, I hate Obama because he's a terrible human being that has
Callous.
Yeah, like he's so condescending how he talks to people, young people especially.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
It's like he expects. I'm in my 30s, but you can't expect young people who are like under the age of 30 not to freaking be skeptical of politicians when all their lives they've been fucked over.
Yeah, no kidding. Like, because I haven't read Obama's book, but I've heard like snippets of it. Like, it's they always like make excuses and for why they couldn't do this, or the. Sorry, I didn't have a good point to make.
I know.
Yeah.
I know some people will laugh at this. I made a customer cry at my job because I was discussing with one of my coworkers that I thought Obama was a fascist.
Nice.
I made a customer cry.
Like, were they just passing by and just heard
Yeah,
you?
when they heard that.
That's hilarious.
And they
Did
cried.
they say anything to you?
They cried to my boss.
What?
And when they said when I heard the customer was crying, I was laughing. Which is one of the few times I was glad I was wearing a mask because I didn't want my employer to see that I had a smile on my face.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Yeah, it's just little school children who just can't possibly bear that their little hero is like not as much as they think that he is. Like it's, I mean, hell, like just from like like he's not even like fuck being a terrible president. He was a mediocre president. He didn't.
I mean,
do
thing
shit.
is like when it's all performance, then like it's really like good for them. It's like, oh yeah, they were so cool. It's like it didn't affect them. Like it made them feel good, so of course that's why they're like amazing.
Let's not forget Obama took us from 2 wars to 7.
Yeah.
And freaking
I mean, it's not like people care. So
under his presidency, Libya went from being the most prosperous country to Africa into a freaking hellscape.
Oof.
It's almost
Yeah.
been 10 years since that happened, and it angers me that one of the most prosperous countries in the world is like now a hellscape. It was one of the best examples of socialism.
With the slave trade.
Yeah, it's like America. It's like a country that inspires evil everywhere it goes.
No kidding. It's
pretty much.
Yeah, it's just really I don't know, like, because I try to explain people, like, even my cousin's starting to come around to this, like, like that around the world, like the red, white, and blue means something completely different than it does here.
I can't look at the American flag without feeling nauseous.
Yeah, I definitely don't feel pride when looking at it.
Most definitely, neither do I.
One thing that really concerns me the most right now is a potential war with Iran, whether it's through Trump or Biden. That's one thing I'm really concerned with, because Iran's like one of the last things in the Middle East that stands in the way from American and Israeli domination.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
And if there was a war in Iran, it'd be a freaking bloodbath. The entire Middle East would basically be on fire.
Our country is not prepared to fight conventional troops.
Not to mention, with us having an obesity problem, how would you draft people into the military?
Oh, I saw that article where it said like, oh, like
Oh my god.
people are too.
Imagine all
like,
these Zoomers like
fat.
in military uniforms and shit or on TikTok. Oh my
And
god.
there are some that already are. Like
Like-
there was that one like thing where it was like, oh, a son, like a father who like fought in like 2003, like his son is in the military and they're like fighting in the same unit or something. It's
Oh
ridiculous.
my gosh.
It's-
Oh my
it's-
gosh.
In order for them to make the people be able to fight in combat, they'd have to probably spend an extra like 6 months making them lose weight.
I would never want to be in the same unit with my own flesh and blood. That would suck.
Wait, I don't know if it was exactly the same unit, but like they're basically both in the U.S. Army. I
Oh,
think
yeah,
that
yeah.
there's a law that made them not be in the same unit. That's why
Yeah, yeah,
Saving
okay.
Private Ryan was made.
Yeah, sorry, not to derail what you were saying, Dork.
My bad.
It's okay. I'm just saying that's what they would have to do because there's too much of the population that are overweight. How would you get them to fight?
Or just
Yeah.
unmotivated too. Like
Not to mention, I hate using this word. I don't know if I'm able to. How are you gonna get millennials and Zoomers to fight in the military?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
They'd have to lower the standards just to get people to get more bodies because they wouldn't have enough.
yeah, I think drafting does have lower standards than voluntary.
And not to mention, if they brought back the draft, no Americans are so sick of war, they would say, "Fuck this." It's a lose-lose situation for the United States.
well, I'm not gonna lie. Someone who like just got out of high school, JROTC is a very like driving force in like honestly brainwashing the children into going into the military.
What is it again?
JROTC, like ROTC, but like for high school.
Okay.
Like
Well,
a lot of people just say like, oh yeah, no, the military's fine. Like, oh yeah, no, I want to go into the military and do this and that. Like kids who like have like like genuine plans, like they're fine. They're not desperate or anything. Like they like see the military
Yeah.
as like okay.
They're not desperate like me, who's considering signing up for the reserves.
Yeah, like that.
There's a reason the military shows up at high schools.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I remember. Oh, they almost got me when I was in high school, but then I did a little research. I was like, I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna pass on that
Yeah.
Iraq War.
Speaking of which, some military guy texted me about signing up for the military. I was like, Eddie, stop texting me when I was like, I'm not interested in murdering women and children.
Women and children. Yeah, no, those recruiters are fucking they're fucking
evil.
they're hawks, dude.
And wouldn't be surprised if most of these people are pedophiles. I'm not even exaggerating.
What? Who exactly? The recruiters?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if most of them are pedophiles.
I imagine they probably do. Rapes. I mean, the military does have a huge problem with rape.
Yeah, they do.
Just within its own fucking ranks. I'm not even talking about like outside.
I mean, what's it
Raping
called?
Civilians are the enemy. It's ridiculous.
The thing is that like the military, like I mean, the recruiters I see, they're very young, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I got this," and that. It's just that they lie. Like they just straight up lie. Like they say bullshit.
No.
Like, they just say whatever.
Okay, here a little advice for anyone who's thinking about joining the military: do not listen to a fucking thing a recruiter says. Do your own goddamn research.
I don't know
Always.
who like on this stream or like who's watching this wants to join the military, but if you do, whoever it is, say like please like just
Yeah,
honestly like just become a NEET. Really.
I think
just-
the likelihood of people watching a stream full of anarchists and commies to joining the military is very low.
It's low, but that doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Like I said, I'm
Yeah, most
fucking
definitely.
thinking about it just because I'm fucking desperate.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm going in the
I mean-
reserve, so I don't want them to actually deploy me.
I thought you had to be in like like in one of the branches and then you go into the reserves.
No,
I
you
don't
can
know.
just join. You can just sign up for the reserves.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
The only reason, another reason I want to join the reserves is because I just saw them, just seeing them in action during the fucking California fires. Kind
oh
of
yeah.
like, oh wow, the military can actually be, used for good stuff.
Well,
No,
okay,
like those are the people who like actually go out and like help. Not like the National Guard, I'm not sure of, but the reserves, yeah, they do go out. I have a reserve base like literally right next to my house.
well, well. Here's
Yeah.
the thing: when it comes to the military, if you want, the only reason that ever would to join get any form of military training is to be able to use that training to train a left wing militia.
Yeah, or
I
just
guess.
organizing. I mean, that's the thing. Not even just that. Like, just stuff in the military could be used for any kind of organizing, just regular organizing. You know,
Because
like shooting.
the far right, a lot of them do have military training. These far right militias,
Yeah,
and there's no reason why the left should not have the same kind of training. So we could, you know, because when things
I,
get really bad, we're outnumbered and outgunned. They will slaughter us. It's
I
not even
def
a contest.
I definitely do argue that the left should adopt some more military style organization and discipline.
We need it because okay, I hate the military as much as the next guy, but we need someone that's to be some people to be trained by the military in some capacity, just so they can train others in the same training they got. But here's the problem, though: the government knows this, unfortunately, that the left would consider these ideas, which is why they go through these intense brainwashing programs.
Oh yeah,
I mean, honestly, the thing is, like, what I believe is that, I mean, a lot of people who are like former military that are leftists, like, a lot of them just say, like, oh, well, I didn't even really do all that much. Like, I was like, what's it called? Like, just like a grunt or something. I didn't have like any real like leadership training. That and like, I hear that like a lot of like people in the military aren't really all like, they're not extremely fit. They're not like, they're not gung ho or whatever, and like GI Joe and shit. Not that they have to be, but it's like honestly, I feel that the role of like the military or like military training in leftism is really, really overstated. Especially when you have the fact that like a lot of like activism and like actual like I guess action against the government and like organization has already been done, and like the military hasn't been like the biggest part of it. Granted, no, you did have like military veterans that did help. They did provide like some things, but in my personal opinion, I think it's super overstated.
Well, ideally, I think it would be a good idea, but the problem is, there's no way the CIA and the FBI have not considered this a possibility.
I mean, to be honest, like, I mean, I really don't know. Like, as I'm someone who's like vehemently like anti-military, like anti-army, anti any branch. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't even respect like grunts all too much.
Well,
Like,
I
even
think
if they were duped or whatever.
the least
But
I
that's
do
just
like
me.
we should do though is train how to use firearms, train how to learn do any useful skills, because we what good is theory if we don't have the ability to use it and out in the open, or if we don't have no right to defend ourselves. The far right doesn't care.
I mean, you could do that outside of the military. You don't need to like just join and literally sign yourself up to, well, literally just give yourself up to the government.
I know that, but I'm saying that if we can't do that, then we should at least find left wing organizations that will train us how to get these skills. We should know how to defend ourselves in hand to hand combat, or know how to properly use a firearm.
Yeah, if you can. Otherwise, like, there is like a lot. Like, honestly, like learn logistics, just
That's
learn like regular skills.
that's the most important thing in the military is logistics.
Yeah, exactly. Like a lot of people unfortunately think that like it's just like, holding a rifle and being able to like kill someone. It's
Yeah,
like there's so much behind like a soldier.
yeah, it's just about delivering the boats. It's about It's about it's about constructing the bomb. It's about getting the bomb to the thing and to the plane. It's about getting the fuel to there. It's about fixing that, or it's all this big fucking machine.
Yeah, exactly. Like the thing
Yeah.
is, like, I'm gonna be honest, I think like a lot of people, and how I might even be projecting, but I think a lot of people like want to be like, the one that's like shooting the fascists and the Nazis or whatever. Like, I mean, I don't know. Personally, I just want to move boxes around.
Yeah, but realistically, not all of us will have the ability to use a gun properly or a rifle.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But I do think we should have at least some skills, at least to be able to defend ourselves. If it's not a gun, then hand-to-hand combat, anything. We gotta learn how to defend ourselves by any means necessary. Honestly,
Yeah,
because the enemy has been preparing for decades for the eventuality of America collapsing. They know it's going to happen. In fact, they want it to happen. The fascists want it to happen just as much, if not more, than we do.
Whoever the fascists may be, we don't even know who the true fascists are yet. Pendulum could go one way or the other.
Yeah.
Well,
because I feel like I feel like Kamala or Biden could easily be as fascist at this point, especially with their record on the police state.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like, wait, what were you gonna say?
No, go on.
Honestly, like, I kind of agree with Hakeem was talking about. Like, if revolution doesn't happen here, there's like a lot we can do. Like, what the Red Army faction was doing in West Germany. Like, that will definitely help revolution in other parts of the world. And then eventually it'll come to us.
Resistance
Personally, I don't know much.
is what we have to do. Is what's important, because revolution, I don't think is possible right now.
Oh yeah, no, not even close.
Yeah,
Not
even
right
with
now.
all these, even with the biggest fucking civil rights movement going on right now, it's still kind of not there yet.
Fortunately.
Red Renegade, I would like for you to go on Ewoks Unhinged sometime, because this discussion we've been having has been very productive.
Oh, I like it.
You should come on more.
I'd love to go on Ewoks Unhinged. I was actually just gonna ask Jason to get me on there, but I'm glad I could be invited myself.
Well, considering I'm the co-host, I'll have to talk to B-Level, because if this has been a very good conversation, because I did not expect to have another guest. I was ready to end my stream until you and Otto came on.
Yeah, no, like I just saw the moment and I took it. I was like, oh hell yeah, I'll go on.
Nice.
I like talking on streams. I like I like podcasts. I'm thinking of making my own too, but I need time for that. So
I encourage
YouTube channel.
I encourage anyone who can to make their own podcast.
Yeah, no, I definitely want to get one started this year. Probably not this month though. Got too much other shit I got to deal with this month. Just something about art. Just want to make one about art shit.
Nice.
Well, that can work too.
I mean, I love talking about I love talking about art, media, movies. I love talking about all that shit too. So I think I'm perfect for Ewoks Unhinged. I would love to go on there.
Well, I'd have to talk to B-Level about that, and depending on the topic, I'll have to ask you again. Do you have a Discord?
I do have a Discord. Same name.
Well, we'll have to continue. This discussion in private. Anyway, this stream, I think it's approaching like, Jesus, we're getting to almost to the 3-hour mark.
Yeah, it's been 2 hours and 21 minutes.
So when you're having fun.
So you guys have any final things to say?
Just look out for the Red Renegade. You're not the last you're gonna be seeing me.
What's it called? I got a friend who makes he live streams on Twitch. I don't talk to him all too much, but he does like go out and organize. He's an anarchist. His name is JC Ritz, JCRITZZ. Like if you guys like streamers and I guess video games or whatnot, like you guys should give him a follow on Twitch or on Instagram. That's his Instagram handle. He's a pretty cool guy. Like you guys should follow him, in my opinion.
All right. Well. Stay safe, everyone. Red salute. See you guys next time with another video. Later.
Late.
In a bit.